This video is brought to you in part by the Patreon executive producers you see listed here. But just as importantly, by viewers like you. Thank you. Recently online, it seems to be that the sentiment is that somewhere along the way we crossed the line and just went a little bit too far with how connected we all are. I mean, you can go online and see someone's most deepest, darkest thoughts that, like, no one should really be reading, but they put out there anyway just because it's how social media works, and it just kind of ruins your night. I've seen a slow but increasingly growing number of videos of people deciding to do things like switching to a dumb phone, which is a phone that has no apps, it's just calling, texting, maybe maps. People are going out and carrying like dedicated digital cameras again. And also, I mean, we've seen this before in like the late 2010s, but people going back to vinyl and CDs. I mean, I just made a video on that if you want to watch it. But anyway, all of this got me thinking, do I really need to put up with the inconveniences of modern technology? No! I mean, the way it's made out online is that, oh, you're just gonna be completely screwed if you ditch your smartphone, or you're gonna be completely left out if you leave social media, or, you know what the online rhetoric is around wanting to get offline, wanting to go off the grid. Also, something you're gonna see is that a lot of the ways that I'm deciding to reduce the reliance on modern technology is by going back to technology that came out in like the 2000s and living a lifestyle that you would pretty much have back then, you know, at this age, 23. So I just wanted to challenge that and see if that was necessarily true. So in this video I'm going to show you my results and what I found, and hopefully it's interesting. Now, I live out in the sticks, so my world isn't nearly as integrated with technology as other places are, but that's not to say it's not pervasive in everyday life. I mean, look, here's an example. If I wanted to go downtown to the bar, I have to use an app to pay for parking. I have to use an app that I download on my phone. Before, you would just slot in a quarter, and it would be fine. I don't know what was wrong with that, but apparently you just need to download an app now. So, I don't pay for parking. Don't tell anybody, but I don't pay for parking. Anyway, I just want to paint the picture that even though I live in the countryside and there's nothing to do out here, I'm still kind of fucked over when it comes to like dealing with, you know, the iPad McDonald's menu or shit like that. So the biggest factor and the reason I'm making this video in the first place is that being a dumb phone. And for those of you that don't know what a dumb phone is, it's basically, you know, an older type of phone where you pretty much just have calling and texting and maybe some extra features, but that's about it. The specific model does not matter. It's the fact that it does not have any smart apps on it. No smartphone apps, no Play Store, no App Store, nothing along those lines. It is just calling and texting. So just to get into it, ever since I got this flip phone, I no longer start the day by checking my phone. Anytime I'm out in public, I'm present, I'm paying attention to everything that's going on. I'm not distracted while driving anymore. That's a big one. Probably a big one that a lot of people should take into account. You know, something I just realized is that, like, with a flip phone like this that is just completely buttons, like there's no touchscreen, there is no chance where I'm going to drop it and just accidentally post like the most horrendous image from my camera roll on accident to the entire world. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you're on Twitter and you just drop your phone and you instinctively grab it, but the whole thing is a touchscreen, so you have no idea where your fingers are touching. So you could easily just like post a photo to all your followers of whatever, like you're just rolling the dice. Like that is something I just realized you don't have to put up with a phone like this. But I think the main thing is that it just makes me completely disconnected from anything that's happening online and on the internet whenever I'm not at my computer. And that leads me into my next point. I've seen a lot of people online recently reminisce about when the internet used to be a place, but I mean, you could still treat it that way. It's not like you need to have it on you 24/7. You're not obligated to be online 24/7. I know personally, when I had a smartphone, I was feeling that way. I felt like I had to be online 24/7, and so I was terminally online 24/7. And that led to a lot of bad habits, a lot of addictive behaviors, and it was not good. It was not a good position for someone with my tendencies to be in. It just was not good. You don't need to have the internet on you 24/7. I mean, what good is it going to be that you're able to check your Twitter timeline out in public? Like, to me, that just seems rude, if anything, to be checking Twitter timeline instead of communicating and being around the people that are around you, because it's just like, so what? You think some bullshit meme is worth your time, more worth your time than anything that's going on around you? Like, come on, man. It's like, put the damn phone down. But also, that's just to say, like, why would I even want, like, let's say, oh, shopping, emailing, blogging. Those are things I'd like already be doing at a designated station. I would not be doing that on the go, like as I'm traveling somewhere. If I wanted to blog, I would bring, you know, a laptop or something. Same with, like, if I wanted to shop or email, I would just do it at my computer or like a designated station. I wouldn't do that on my phone. That being said, another complaint I see about the modern web is that, oh, we're all confined to 5 sites. There's like just so little that we can do on the internet now. There's nowhere to go. And like, to me, that just kind of infuriates me to no end, because me personally, I have like dozens of sites bookmarked that I personally enjoy going to and browsing and reading on. And like, yeah, I can see to an extent that the internet is definitely smaller than it used to be, or feels smaller than it used to be. But by no means to the extent that everyone's painting it out to be. I feel like everyone's exaggerating a bit when they say like, oh, it's only 5 social media sites, you know? I mean, obviously they're exaggerating, but still, there's a lot of websites out there if you look. I made a whole video about it. But yeah, I do not use any algorithmic social media websites. Ever since I realized that they were made to just steal your time, I kind of just became disillusioned to it, and it put a sour taste in my mouth. I don't really want to deal with any of that anymore. I'll throw a couple more websites on screen that I found since the last website video, but like, please, like, there are so many websites out there. If you just look, just go to neocities.org, neocities.org, and go to the browse section and just like go completely down the list. There are so many websites if you just look. Pretty much every site you find on NeoCities, no matter how advanced, nor basic, nor in-depth, nor novice, nor, you know, expert, they all have a sense of tangibility and like a human soul behind it. Like, there is a human being behind the person that made that website, and they want you to know that. But speaking of tangibility, this point kind of goes without saying, but physical media, I mean, you've probably seen a ton of videos already on why people like physical media in this age, so I won't beat you over the head too hard with it. I mean, I already made my own video about CDs, so I won't go too hard over it. Yeah, just having a physical, tangible thing that isn't fucking reliant on Disney Plus or whatever, or Google Plus, or Google Plus. I didn't mean to say Google Plus. I didn't mean to say Google Plus. I meant to say whatever. You know what I mean. Any sort of subscription model, I'm just vehemently against. I don't do subscriptions anymore. I'm done. I'm completely done. For example, I have been starting a DVD collection recently. Here's everything I have so far. It's been pretty nice having to go out and find the things that I liked watching online in person, and like having to like scour it down one by one. It's pretty much the same thing I said in my CD video about The Hunt. Or was it my CD blog? Either or, I don't know. But yeah, just having to go out and like physically look for it and find it, and when you actually find it, that time you actually find it and you see it and you're like, oh man, dude, I can't count how many times I've found a DVD out in the wild where I've just like completely gasped because like, what are you doing here? I went ahead and grabbed some that I personally just completely were shocked by, starting with Scarface, the 2 anniversary edition. I didn't watch this when I found it, but it was on my list, and when I saw it, it was like $3, and I gasped like a little soy jack, like a little chud. But it was exciting. It was genuinely exciting to find that out in the wild, just completely unassuming. Just like, oh, Scarface for $3. I've been meaning to watch that. Yeah, I'll gladly buy that for $3 and just have it forever. And since then, I mean, I have watched it. It's I mean, it's a little confusing, but it's good. I think it's good. Another one, Old Boy. I haven't watched this yet, but my friends Sin and Boss have told me that it's really good, and they suggested it to me. That's how I had this on my radar. And then I saw it out in the wild. I was like, holy shit, isn't that movie that they told me to go watch? And this was like $4 or $5 when I found it. So yeah, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. This was just completely random. I was browsing a new store I found, and they had a DVD section. I went and looked, and it was just sitting there. It was literally just sitting there, and it's got both discs. It's even got this paper insert advertising like a bunch of PSP UMD movies. Immerse yourself. Wow. Bridge to Terabithia. If you know this movie, I am so sorry. Oh man. Dude, I don't want to... If you know nothing about this movie, you need to find a way to watch it like immediately. Just like go in completely blind and just see what happens. Cause like, I remember watching this movie when I was like maybe, I don't know, it must have came out in like 2007 or something. I would have been like 5 years old. And I just remember one specific plot point about it, but I don't want to spoil it. But it was one very dramatic plot point, and it was the only thing I ever remembered about this movie. And ever since, it's like been so elusive to me. But I remember finding it like 2 weeks ago. I found it like on the shelf where you could only see the spine, so it was like hard to tell. But I was like reading it. I was like, hold on a second, Bridge to Terabithia, and then I gasped like a little chud. I gasped, and it was like, holy shit, Bridge to Terabithia. And yeah, I watched it and I cried like a little baby. But man, it was really cool finding this. But yeah, that's a few that I found out in the wild that I just was completely shocked by. Especially out in a place like this. Like I showed you at the beginning, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so like finding things like that was really shocking to me. It was really shocking. But speaking about how I found Final Fantasy, that was at a new store I found. And that brings me to my next point. Now, I put this at the end because I know everyone doesn't have a way to leave the house on, whenever they want to. So, if that's not you, you're free to just skip to the end. But for those of you that do have a way to leave the house, listen up. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I was pretty terminally online when I had that smartphone. Pretty much all I would do if I had any moment of free time was browse Twitter, YouTube, sometimes Instagram, and that was pretty much it. It was kind of terrifying, and I knew at the time that I was terminally online, and it was kind of like rotting my brain, but I genuinely didn't know what to do at the time to stop it. But after getting my dumb phone, I was kind of forced to find ways to, like, I was forced to be bored again, so I had to find ways to like entertain myself that wasn't just browsing Twitter or browsing YouTube. And what that led me to is finding places to go to outside that I didn't even think existed before having this dumb phone. The pastime I like to do is just if I have the gas for it, just drive in a straight line, go down a road I know, and just drive in a straight line for like maybe 2 or 3 hours. I have one video of me doing this. I'll put it up on screen. It can be fun sometimes because you don't know what you'll find. Maybe you'll find some, gorgeous landscapes. Maybe you'll find some horrifying building. I don't know. It's fun. But that's pretty much what I did to find these places that I went to. Or I looked it up on Google Maps. Google Maps is also pretty helpful. So yeah, I found secondhand media store, a few parks, and also I found this really cool bar that plays live music. I actually saw like live music for the first time I can remember, which was really cool. So that's pretty much all my reasonings as to why I don't have a smartphone anymore and why it feels like my life now is more esque like I'm living in the 2000s again. I know to some people that might sound really stupid, but to me, I don't know, I feel free. To borrow a phrase I remember seeing somewhere, my pockets may be heavy, but my soul is free. I think I hit my microphone, I'm sorry. But yeah, maybe I've convinced a few of you to switch over, get a dumb phone, and if anything, just take your smartphone addiction more seriously if you have one. And don't lie to yourself if you have one, you know. Don't lie to yourself.